Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Had Crush on Yandere Momo and Rejected Everyone Else movie. Before we start, please go support DevDog756 for writing that awesome fanfic. After being constantly hounded by two girls he really isn't interested in, Izuku goes to his crush Momo Yaoyorozu and asks her to see if she can take care of them, not knowing that not only that Momo loves him back but is also a Yandere. Chapter 1. Izuku's quirk in this will be pyrokinesis, and Izuku was paired with Momo during the battle training. You'd think that being one of the most handsome guys in your school would be a dream, but in some cases it's not. Take Izuku Midoriya for instance. Ever since he was young, he's always had some kind of effect on the girls around him, but was never too big of a deal for him, that is until he started attending Udata High. Since the first day, he's been constantly hounded by two girls in particular, Mina Ishido and Psycho Intelli, as he was flattered the first time they asked him out, but he didn't seem them like that, but after all the countless times they hounded him, Izuku started to hate them, and it didn't help that his teacher Aizawa didn't bother to do a thing about it. However, Izuku was actually in love with the princess of the hero course, Momo Yaoyorozu. The two started to get to know each, starting with the hero versus villain training early in the year where they were paired against Bakugo and Ida, which they won as Izuku was impressed with Momo's skills and intelligence. Momo, on the other hand, found herself being infatuated with Izuku almost immediately, seeing how kind, smart, brave, skilled and determined to become a hero, and the moment she saw his smile, it was all over. That, and Izuku actually was interested in Momo for who she was, not for her body and her family's wealth. Since then, Izuku and Momo's friendship was developing well after that, as the two started to get feelings for each other. Well, in Momo's case, getting more and more feelings for Izuku, especially when Izuku and her were voted to be class rep and vice rep for their class, giving Momo more opt to be alone with her beloved Izuku. And it developed to the point where Momo asked Izuku to call her by her first name, which Izuku agreed as long as she does the same with him. But every time she saw other girls near Izuku, mainly Mina and Psycho, Momo felt incredibly jealous and wanted to kill them for laying their hands on Izuku. Yep, she's a massive Yandere of the green-haired boy, but she did all she could to suppress it because she was worried her Yandere nature would make Izuku hate her. However, the one thing that absolutely increased Momo's love for Izuku was during the sports festival when she lost to Tokoimi, really easily as she was in a dump. She felt like she was completely useless as her insecurities were starting to overwhelm her, and thought she wasn't meant to be a hero, but also was sad, believing she wasn't enough for Izuku. But then she saw Izuku as he saw the look of despair on her face, and followed her to comfort her, and told her that just because she lost wasn't the end of the world. Momo's eyes widened as Izuku told her that she can take this lose as a learning experience, and realize that she can't second-guess herself, and she has to trust in herself, and she can go a long way. Momo couldn't help but start crying as she hugged the boy she was in love with and also kissed him on the cheek, which made them both blush. One day after class, Izuku was hanging out in his best friend Katsuki Bakugo's dorm room as he checked his phone as he got a bunch of message from Mina and Psycho as he sighed in annoyance. Katsuki: that many messages, that's got to be a new record. Izuku: haha, very funny Kaken. You wouldn't be laughing if this were happening to you. Those two just won't take the damn hint. Katsuki: why don't you ask Mr. Aizawa? Those two would think twice before disobeying him. Izuku: you think I didn't try? I told him multiple times, but he didn't bother. How he's a teacher, I have no idea. Katsuki: oh, I know, why don't you ask Ponytail? She could do something to help you. Izuku blushed at his suggestion as Katsuki smirked. Katsuki: you're in love with her, aren't you? Izuku: yeah, I am. There's a lot to love about her. Her beautiful onyx eyes, her intelligence, her kindness, her personality, her smile. Katsuki: well, go tell her. She obviously likes you back. Given how often she spilts you up from Pinky and Intelli whenever they hound you, and I swear I've caught her giving them death stares. Christ, she's basically the death to your Tatsumi. Izuku blushed before he got up and made his way towards Momo's room as he thought about how he would tell her. Meanwhile, Momo was looking at her mirror as she had a bunch of pictures of Izuku hanging on her mirror. The pictures consisted of some with her and Izuku together, and others she took of Izuku herself while he wasn't looking. Right now, she was looking at a picture of Izuku she took while he was shirtless while chong. Momo. Oh my darling Izuku. I want you all to myself, but those two harlots won't leave you alone. I want you so badly. I want to feel your body against mine. I want to be able to kiss you whenever I want, and most importantly, I want to be your wife and the mother of your children. Momo's mind was suddenly filled with fantasies of her and Izuku together, going on dates, beating up villains, enjoying some intimate moments, and having a big family. Momo took off her clothes as she was in her underwear, as she laid down on her massive bed as she imagined Izuku beside her, but alas, he wasn't, as her hands slid down towards her womanhood as she started rubbing herself, while imaging Izuku and herself in very intimate acts. Izuku made his way to Momo's room as he slapped himself and shook his head, preparing himself for this as he could faintly hear Momo's moans, and he was able to hear her say his name as he blushed and knocked on the door. Momo. Who is it? Izuku. It's me, Momo, can I come in? Momo started blushing hard as she told Izuku to wait a second while she started to freak out as she hid all her pictures of Izuku as she put her shirt back on but not her pants as she opened the door to see the man of her affections. Momo. Hi Izuku, what's up? Izuku. Can I come in? There's something I need to talk with you about. Momo. Of course you can. You out of everyone are always welcome in my room, my love. Momo let Izuku in as she closed and locked the door as Izuku sat on her bed, which he still found himself being surprised with how big it is as Momo sat across from her. Momo. So, what's on your mind, Izuku? Please be what I think it is. Izuku. Well, you know how Ishido and Intelli won't leave me alone, no matter how many times I ask them to knock it off? Momo. Yes, what about it? Just thinking about those boars touching him is enough to make me snap. There's no one who deserves to touch you as me. Izuku. Well, I've asked Mr. Aizawa to deal with them, but he never bothered with it. So, I was wondering if you could do something to make them leave me alone. Momo took a second to realize that her crush was basically asking her to get rid of the two main obstacles between her and Izuku blossoming romance, as she brainstormed plenty of ways to get them out of the picture, as Izuku looked at her, and waved his hand in front of her face. Izuku. Momo, you okay? Momo. Oh yeah, I'm fine, I guess I can think of something. Izuku. Great. Also, there's something else I need to tell you. Momo. What? Please be about to confess your undying love for me, my beloved. Izuku gulped as he looked around the room before looking Momo in the eyes as he was blushing as his eyes couldn't help but to take a look at her legs. Izuku, come on Izuku, you can't get cold feet now. You're in the room of your crush, and she's not wearing pants. Wait, why am I focusing on that? Her legs do look godly though. Damn it, stay focused. Izuku shook his head as he grabbed Momo's hand as he prepared himself for what he was about to say. Izuku. I love you, Momo. Surprisingly, Momo slapped herself across the face to see if she wasn't dreaming as she realized it was actually happening. Her eyes widened before starting crying tears of joy as she jumped onto Izuku and hugged him. Momo. I love you too, Izuku. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to hear those words leave your mouth, darling. Izuku was surprised with Momo's enthusiasm, but he didn't care too much since she loves him as she pulled Izuku in for a kiss. The moment their lips connected felt like a long time to Izuku and Momo as he fell backwards as Momo was now on top of Izuku. Momo. I did it. I had my first kiss. Izuku. That was your first kiss? There was so much tongue. Momo. Did you like it? Izuku. I mean, yeah, 10 out 10, would French again. Momo tightened her grip around Izuku as she started giggling like a schoolgirl. Momo. We're going to have our whole lives ahead of us, Aizu. I'm going to be completely and utterly loyal to you and you alone. I won't even think about any other man the way I think about you. And I won't let any other woman have you, especially not those boors Ishido and Intelli. Izuku blushed before Momo pushed his face into her perfect, luscious breasts, which made him blush even harder. Momo. We're going to grow up and become great heroes and have a great big family. Our babies will be cute and adorable. Izuku, Momo's breasts feel so soft. I could get used to this. Izuku then felt his pants get tight all of a sudden as he realized what that was, as Momo felt something poke her as she looked down and saw that Izuku had a tent pitched. Momo. My darling, did I cause you to get excited? Izuku. Well, you're really pretty and beautiful, Momo. Momo giggles. I can help you relax if you want. Izuku. And no, don't. It's not that I don't want to. It's just, we just started dating and I don't want to rush things and make you feel uncomfortable. Momo. You're so considerate, Izu, but being with you doesn't make me uncomfortable, quite the opposite. It makes me feel more happy than I've ever been in my life. Being with you makes me feel complete. Izuku. Oh. Well, being with you makes me feel happy too, Momo. Something about you makes me feel better. Momo's heart was moved as she kissed Izuku again. This time it lasted much longer, as they look at each other lovingly. Momo. Izu, can you please stay in my room tonight? Izuku. Sure. Momo. Yay. I love you so much, Izuku. Izuku. I love you too. Also, Momo, could you? Momo. What? Izuku, blushing. See, could you put my face in your breasts again? Momo smirked as she did what Izuku wanted and put him between her boobs. This time, Izuku was more calm as she placed her hand on the back of his head. Momo. How does it feel, baby? Izuku. I don't think I want to move from here ever again. Momo giggled at Izuku's honestly as she kissed him on the head as he fell asleep as Momo grinned to herself. Momo, suck on that Ashido and Intelli, Izuku is now mine and mine alone. Chapter 2. As the next day rolled around, Momo woke up as she saw her beloved Izuku still sleeping with his face between her boobs as she ruffled his hair. Momo, I could stay like this all day. Then, Izuku started yawning as he woke up and being greeted by the beautiful onyx eyes of his girlfriend. Izuku. Morning, Momo. Momo. Good morning, my love. Did you sleep well? Izuku. I slept great. I've never slept that great in my life. Momo. You're sleeping like a king now, my love. Izuku smiled as Momo flipped them around where she was on top of him, before she leaned in and gave him a big fat kiss. Momo. I'm never going to get tired of doing that. Izuku. And I'm not going to get tired of getting those. Momo smiled as she went change as Izuku noticed something on the floor as he picked it, and saw it was a picture of him shirtless. Izuku. Momo, what's this? Momo turned around and saw him holding the picture, which made her freak out as she yanked it from him. Momo. Where'd you find that? Izuku. It was on the floor. Momo started freaking out as she realized that she must have dropped one of her pictures of Izuku while she was freaking out the previous night. As she started blushing hard, she then went to her closet and grabbed all her pictures of Izuku and showed them to him. Izuku. Momo, did you take all these pictures of me? Momo. I did. Izuku. Why? Momo. Well, I want to always look at you when we weren't together, and I couldn't resist taking a picture of you shirtless. It was like a dream. Now normally, most guys would be freaked out of their mind, but Izuku wasn't. In fact, he was actually flattered that Momo loves him this much as he thought of something as he took off his shirt and placed Momo's hand on his chest. Momo, blushing like crazy. Izuku. Izuku. You like it? Momo just nodded her head as Izuku laughed. Izuku. Way better seeing it up close and personal than a picture, right? Momo. Oh, definitely. Momo giggled while drooling as she felt Izuku's chest before she decided she'd return the favor as she took off her shirt and placed Izuku's hands on her breasts. Momo. How do they feel in your hands, my dear? Izuku. Perfect. Momo. You can squeeze them if you want, I don't mind. Izuku blushed upon hearing that as he squeezed Momo's boobs as Izuku couldn't describe how they felt in his hands. Feeling them against his face was one thing, but feeling them in his hands was something else. Izuku kept squeezing Momo's boobs as Momo blushed and was moaning at the touch of her true love as her breathing was erratic and fast. Momo. I'm very glad it's the weekend. We're going to make the most of every second we spend together, Zuu. Izuku. You just keep on giving nicknames for me, aren't you? Momo. Do you not like it? Izuku. Oh, I'm more than fine with it, Momo. You can call me whatever you like. Momo. Yay. Izuku. So, what do you want to do today, Momo? Momo pushed Izuku back onto the bed as she was on top of him before she smiled. Momo. I want to cuddle with you all day, Zuu. Izuku smiled as he and Momo started cuddling as Momo hugged Izuku really tight as she put her face in Izuku's neck. Momo. You feel so warm, Zuzu. Izuku. I wonder how you were able to sleep in this bed all by yourself. It's freaking huge. Momo. Well, it wasn't easy. I always dreamed having you sleep by my side. Izuku. Well, your dreams are now reality, my dear. Momo. Oh? Where'd all this confidence come from? I love it. Izuku. Probably is due to the fact I'm with the girl I love. Momo. Hey, Zuu. Momo started covering Izuku's face with kisses as Izuku started laughing since he thought they tickled. Izuku. Momo, stop, that tickles. Momo. Oh? Then how about this? Momo started kissing him faster as Izuku decided to fight back and started tickling Momo as she started laughing. Momo. No fair, Zuu, I'm ticklish. Izuku. You started it, Momo. Izuku kept tickling Momo as she kept laughing, which Izuku thought sounded cute as she was able to grab his arms as she leaned in and kissed him. That immediately made Izuku forget what he was doing as he melted into the kiss as he wrapped his arms around Momo's waist, while she wrapped her arms around his shoulders as they let their tongues explore each other's mouths. Momo, Aiza's such a great kisser. I can definitely get used to this. Izuku, Momo's both gentle and aggressive at the same time somehow. I think I like it. After kissing for a while, they broke the kiss as they were breathing heavily while looking each other in the eyes. Izuku. Momo, can I undo your bra? Momo. By all means, go ahead, darling. Momo bit Izuku's ear, which made him shiver as he moved his hands to Momo's bra as he undid it after some trouble as it fell as Momo's luscious breasts were completely uncovered before Izuku's eyes as she pushed his face into them again. Feeling them this time without clothes between him and Momo's boobs, made it feel way better to Izuku as he pulled back before being bold and started sucking Momo's nipples. Momo. Ah, Zuu. Keep going. Izuku smiled to himself hearing his girlfriend's moans as he kept going as Momo kept moaning. Momo, I didn't think he'd be that bold, I love it so much. Oh, I can't wait until we make love together for the first time. Unfortunately, the two were interrupted by the door opening followed by two screams. Mina and Psycho. What the buck? Izuku and Momo looked to see Mina and Psycho in the doorway as Izuku was annoyed they were interrupted while Momo was completely vivid. Momo. What do you two want? Mina. Izuku, why the hell are you sucking Momo's tits? Momo. Because he's my boyfriend, can't boyfriends do that with their girlfriend? Mina. What? Psycho made the stupid decision to push Momo off Izuku as she tried dragging him out the room. Psycho. Let's go, Izuku, you'll be saved from her. She obviously drugged you, let's inform Mr. Aizawa. Izuku raised his body heat with his quirk as it burned Psycho's hand as she let go of him as he walked back to Momo. Izuku. I'm not going anyway, and Momo definitely didn't drug me. And it's Midoriya to both of you. Mina. Can't you see that Hitch is just using you? And she's using her saga tits to control you. Momo was about to walk over to Mina and beat her senseless, but Izuku walked to her, before slapping her across the face. Izuku. Don't you dare call Momo a hitch and say her boobs are saggy. She's perfect to me and that's all that I care about. Psycho. But darling, can't you see we're made for you? Izuku. Ha 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 ha, that's funny, because I hate both your guts because you won't leave me the buck alone. After I told you both I have no interest in you. Momo is my one true love and no one will stand in the way of us. Momo. He really loves me. Izuku. Ashido, you're an extremely hyper idiot who doesn't pay attention to anything and doesn't take things seriously, And you always rub your nose into other people's business. And remember, Momo's the whole reason you passed the academic part of the finals, so you should be grateful. Momo, take that pinkitch. Izuku. As for you and Telly, you only care about yourself and yourself alone. Hell, it's a miracle how you were able to get this far without sucking up your pride. And you don't even love me. All you want is a powerful child, and you're definitely just trying to spite Momo because she's better than you. Psycho. Darling, that's not true. Izuku. Search your feelings, you know it to be true. And newsflash, what if the kid's quirkless? You'd probably forgot the kid and call them a lost cause because you only care about strength. You'd probably get more like sucking Ida's hick, because that bastard is desperate for anyone willing to put up with his shit. Now both of you, get the hell out. Mina and Psycho had tears in their eyes as Mina tried to throw acid at Momo before she got stabbed in the back as she fell unconscious before Psycho got punched in the face, which also knocked her out. As they fell, the person who did was revealed to be Momo's best friend Kyoka. Kyoka. God, they were annoying. Momo. Thanks, Kyoka. Kyoka. No problem, Momo. Also, congratulations getting with Midoriya. Kyoka dragged the two away as Izuku closed and locked the door, as he was really annoyed. Izuku. Well, that killed the mood. Suddenly, Izuku was hugged by Momo as she started kissing him all over his face. Momo. You were incredible, Izuku. Standing up for me like that. Izuku. Well, I wasn't going to let that slide, especially since she's just jealous of you. Momo. I love you, Zuu. Izuku. I love you too, Momo. Now let's get dressed, I want to take you on a date. Chapter 3. Izuku was in his room while changing his clothes for his date with Momo, as he looked at himself in the mirror. Izuku. It should be illegal to be this good looking. Izuku made it to the common room as he waited for Momo as she got down there after a few minutes as Izuku looked at her outfit, and he was left completely stunned. Momo. Sorry I took so long, Izu. I couldn't decide what I looked best in, so I went with this. So, how do I look? Izuku. Beautiful, like always. Momo blushed at Izuku's compliment as he gave her his hand, which she took immediately with no hesitation as they left the dorms for their date. As they walked throughout the city, they got plenty of looks from a lot of people, which caused Momo to grab onto Izuku's arm, basically as a way to say back off from her man, which made Izuku chuckle as he gave Momo head pats, which she loved. Izuku got himself and Momo some ice cream as they sat down on a bench as Momo ate her ice cream as Izuku smiled over how cute she looked, before Momo suddenly got a brain freeze as Izuku rubbed her head to make her feel better, as Momo smiled at Izuku's care. Izuku. You have any idea how cute you can be, Momo? Momo. Hee, only for you, Izuku. Izuku couldn't help but smile while they continued eating their ice cream, as Momo finished before Izuku and placed her head on Izuku's shoulder, which made Izuku blush a bit, and held her hand with his free one while finishing his ice cream. Izuku. Hey Momo, can I ask you something? Momo. Anything, Zuzu. Izuku. What is it about me that made you fall in love with me? You're rich, beautiful, and could have anyone you want, and well, I'm just me. I have cool fire tricks, but that's about it. Momo did not like hearing Izuku didn't think too highly of himself as she shushed him with her finger before kissing him. Momo. Don't you dare think you're nothing special, Izuku. I don't want to be with any man, I want to be with you. You're smart, brave, determined, kind, considerate, cute, handsome, focused, and you were one of the very few people who actually cared about me for me, and not for my family's wealth and influence. You're everything a girl could ask for in a husband. Izuku. Don't you mean boyfriend? Momo. I know what I said. Izuku. Well, good to know. She'll definitely say yes when I asked her to marry me. Momo. Well, what do you love about me, Zuu? Izuku. Oh, well, I think you're kind, smart, brave, highly adaptable, skilled, enthusiastic, and you are one of the most beautiful girls I've ever met. I won't lie about that. Like I said yesterday, being around you makes me better. Momo couldn't contain how much she loved hearing Izuku talk about why he loves her as the two hugged each other. Momo. I love you with all my heart, Izuku. No man will ever have my heart the way you do. Izuku. I love you too, Momo. No other girl will ever make me think about them the way I think of you. Momo. Also, what are we going to do about Ashido and Intelli? Izuku. Well, I'm hoping they'll finally get the hint I'm not into them and leave me alone since we're together, but that's wishful thinking. If they don't leave us alone, I'm going straight to Principal Niza since Aizawa hasn't done a thing, despite me telling him multiple times. Momo. I honestly don't know why and how that man's a teacher. He barely does anything and makes us handle everything. Izuku. That and he's lied to us multiple times. Can't really trust a teacher who constantly lies to their students. Momo. And if going to Principal Niza fails? Izuku. You can take it from there in that case, Momo. At that point, reasoning is thrown out the window. Momo smiled as she and Izuku got up from the bench while holding hands and started walking, but Momo ended up tripping on something, but Izuku caught her by wrapping his arm around Momo's waist while grabbing the back of her head with his head as the two fated lovers looked each other in the eyes. Momo, my hero. Izuku laughed and helped Momo regain her balance when he noticed a hairband in his hand, before looking back at Momo and blushing hard. Izuku. Momo, your hair. Momo looked at her shoulder to see what Izuku was talking about as she saw her hair was down. Momo started freaking out that Izuku saw her with her hair down, which Izuku found cute as he leaned over and kissed her on the cheek. Izuku. You don't need to be embarrassed, Momo. You look more beautiful with your hair down. Momo. Why you think so? Izuku. No matter what, you'll always look perfect to me, Momo. Momo. Well, I guess I can start wearing my hair down more for you, Izuku. Izuku smiled as they continued walking together as Momo kept Izuku by her side by clinging onto his arm while she was daydreaming about them having a family together, and imagined what their kids would look like. Just thinking about their cute future babies made Momo happy beyond belief while thinking about all the ways she can make Izuku happy when she thought of something. Momo, I wonder if Aiza would be down with us dressing as his Death and Tatsumi? I mean, I already act like her, so all I have to do is dress up like her. Momo blushed and smiled to herself as she and Izuku kept walking around, doing various things together to pass the time as after a while, they made their way towards a lake as they sat down under a nearby tree as Momo rested her head on Izuku's shoulder. Momo. Hey Aizu? Izuku. Yeah? Momo. What do you think our future will look like? Izuku. Hard to say, but as long as we're together, doesn't really matter to me. Momo smiled and hugged Izuku before hugging him and covering his face with kisses like she did earlier, which did result in Izuku tickling her again. But Momo wasn't taking that laying down this time as she started tickling Izuku herself. This went on for a bit until they stopped as Momo laid back against Izuku as she placed her hand on his cheek as they smiled at each other. Momo sighed. I don't want this day to end. Izuku. Hey, it's alright, Momo. We'll have plenty more days like this in the future. Momo laughed before she remembered something which piqued Izuku's curiosity. Izuku. You okay, Momo? Momo. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just. You know, a ways from 1B, he's been acting weird around me ever since the training camp. I think he likes me. Izuku. Now that you mention it, I did catch him giving me dirty glares whenever he saw me and you together. You think he'll try and break us up? Momo. That won't happen ever. I love you and you alone, Izuku. That bastard can only dream of being with me. Izuku smiled as he kissed Momo on the cheek as they saw the sun was setting as they got up and made their way back to the dorms, while holding hands as Izuku made a mental vow to himself to always protect Momo while she was planning on possible ways to make certain people disappear, if they aren't left alone. Chapter 4. A week went by after Izuku and Momo became a couple and everything went off without problems. Their classmates were all happy that they got together with the exceptions of Mina, Saiko and Mineta, for extremely obvious reasons, but the two girls actually stayed away from the couple as Izuku demanded. Right now, Izuku and Momo finished up some exercise as they were walking towards the change rooms as Momo was really sweaty. Momo. Wow, that was a funny workout, Zuwu. Momo. I'll be thinking of you when I'm changing. Izuku. Same here, Momo. Momo. That's my hubby. Momo slapped Izuku on his ass as he blushed while Momo winked at him as they went into the change rooms as she removed her workout clothes as she started showering and thought of Izuku. Momo, I still can't believe I'm actually with Izuku, it feels like a dream. I must be the luckiest girl in the world, Izu's the perfect husband, and he's so bucking cute. And I'd rather die than let anyone take my Izuku from me. After a moment of anger, Momo immediately forgot it after imaging Izuku's smile. Momo. Hee, I can't wait until Zuzu makes love with me and fully makes me his woman. Momo's hand slid down towards her womanhood as she moved her fingers to rub herself while dreaming of Izuku doing her under the sheets as she was in complete bliss, and didn't hear the noise coming from the men's room for a second until hearing Izuku yell. Momo then walked to the wall connecting the girls' change room from the boys with the hole in it as Momo placed her head on the wall. Momo. Izu, you okay over there, honey? Izuku. Oh, I'm fine, my dear Kriati. It's just a certain grape tried peeking on what's mine. Momo. Figures he would. Mineta. It's not fair. Why do you get the hottest big tit hitch on the world? Momo heard Izuku growl before Mineta started screaming at the top of his lungs as Momo got a bit turned on over whatever Izuku was doing to Mineta as her blood was pumping. Izuku. Momo, you go on ahead back to the dorms, I'm going to be a while with this piece of garbage. Momo. Okay, baby. Momo blew a kiss to Izuku through the hole in the wall as she got dressed and went to the dorms while thinking about her flaming green hubby. Momo. Izu baby is too nice to me, beating that stupid pervert for trying to peep on me. And whatever he did to that grape made me wet. Alright, I've decided, I'm going to seduce Suwu and make him fully claim me as his woman. Momo ran to her dorm room as she thought of ways to seduce Izuku, and wondered what she would wear as she thought long and hard. Time skip. Izuku was walking towards the dorms after beating Mineta as he landed in front of the building as he felt his phone vibrate as he saw he got a text from Momo. Momo, meet me in your room, Zuwu. I have a surprise for you, face-blowing kiss. Izuku wondered what kind of surprise she was talking about as he made it to his room as he opened the door and was greeted by Momo, laying on his bed with her legs in the air as Izuku saw what she was wearing. A bright red bunny girl outfit. Izuku couldn't help but get excited over what Momo was wearing when his body started feeling warm all of a sudden as his eyes widened as he immediately knew what was going on. Izuku, no. Not now, damn heat cycle. Against his better judgment, Izuku closed and locked his door as he sat beside Momo as she smiled. Momo. How do I look, Izuku? Izuku. You look great, Momo. Why is her outfit so damn tight? I can see her nipples. Wait, did she plan this? Momo. So what did you do with Mineta? Izuku. Not important. So what's with the outfit? Momo smirked as she pushed Izuku onto the bed as she was on top of him as she looked at him. Momo. You defending my honor from Mineta and whatever you did to him really got me going, so I figured I'd give you a reward. Momo pressed her boobs against Izuku's chest as his heat cycle started to get worse as Izuku didn't want his and Momo's first time being during one of his heat cycles. Izuku. Momo, we can't do this right now. Momo. Why not? Am I not hexy enough for you, Izu? Izuku. No, that's not it. Momo starts crying. Then what's wrong with me? Izuku. Nothing, Momo. Momo. Then why don't you want me? Izuku. It's me that's the problem. Momo. Huh? Izuku. Well, a side effect of my quirk is I have a heat cycle. And it's picking now of all times to kick in. Momo. Seems like more reason to do it now. Izuku. And no, we can't, Momo. Once my cycle gets to a certain point, I can't control myself. I don't want our first time to be me basically using you. So, waiting in our seems to be the better option. Momo. Well, won't waiting it out just make it worse for you? Izuku. Better me to be pent up than letting my urges take over with you. Momo was surprised Izuku was willing to put himself through intense stress for her, as she grabbed his hands and looked him in the eyes. Momo. Izu, I know that you love me and value my feelings, but you need to know it's okay to think of yourself every once in a while. And it hurts me seeing you in such pain because of me. Besides, I want you to unleash your inner dragon on me. Izuku. Momo, you do know I'm not going to stop until I'm fully satisfied, right? Momo mashed her lips against Izuku's as he saw Momo had hearts in her eyes. Momo. Izuku, I'm your loyal wife, you can use my body to satisfy your urges whenever you want. Just give me the word and you can go all out inside of me, big boy. Lemon skipped. After their little makeout session, they started getting dressed as Izuku started feeling weird himself as Momo also felt weird, feeling like something was up with her quirk. Momo created a staff with her quirk as it was on fire, which made Momo freak out that her staff was on fire as Izuku grabbed it from her and was able to put them out, which surprised them both. Momo. Tsuwu, when did you learn to do that? Izuku. I just did it. I've never ever been able to put out fire before. Momo. You think our fun made our quirks stronger? Izuku. It has to be the only explanation. I've never been able to manipulate fire to the point where I can put it out, and you were definitely unable to make your creations while on fire. Momo. What else has changed about us? Izuku. Guess we'll have to find out together. Izuku gave Momo his hand as they went outside to see just how much their quirks have been changed. Chapter 5. Izuku and Momo were outside in the training grounds as Izuku was teaching Momo to control her flames so her creations don't spontaneously catch fire at inconvenient times as Momo held her hands together. Izuku. Feel the heat flow through your body and focus it between your hands, Momo. Izuku demonstrated it to Momo as a ball of fire appeared between his hands as he shot it into the air as Momo did what Izuku told her to do. After trying to copy what Izuku did for around 15 minutes, Momo saw she had a little ball of fire between her hands, which made her excited as she hugged Izuku. Momo. I did it, Izu, I did it, I did it, I did it, I did it. Izuku. I know, good job, Momo. Now try it again. Momo did it again as the ball of fire was bigger than last time as Momo shot it into the air. The next little while consisted of Izuku teaching Momo how she can get a better grasp on controlling her fire as Momo was proving to be a quick learner, which impressed Izuku, but he figured it was the case since it's Momo after all. Then, Izuku decided to see if Momo's creations still immediately catch fire, as she made a staff which didn't catch fire as Izuku was impressed. Izuku. Try to channel your fire into the staff. Momo nodded as she focused the fire into the staff as it was lit up before she focused again as the fire went out as she looked at Izuku. Izuku. Well, now you're able to control your flames now, Momo. Momo. Thanks to you, Izu baby. Izuku. Now let's see what new things I have in store. Right off the bat, Izuku discovered he can sense the body heat of people as his field of vision changed as he saw Momo's body heat as his vision changed to normal. Izuku. Yep, that's definitely new. Let's see what else I can do now. Izuku thought of something as he channeled his fire through his mouth, as he launched a large stream of fire from his mouth. Izuku. Yes. Ha 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 ha, now I'm an actual dragon now. Wahoo! Izuku started celebrating as he practiced with different strength levels of his fire breathing and also practiced using fire breathing while flying using his flames. Izuku. This is awesome! Imagine what else I can do! Oh, maybe I can eat fire or something if I get to a certain point. Or maybe my fire can change color when I get to a specific point in strength. Oh, the possibilities are endless and… Izuku got cut off by Momo kissing him on the cheek, which made him stop mid-sentence. Izuku. Ops, sorry Momo. I got carried away again. Momo giggles. Don't be sorry, Izu, I think it's pretty cute. Izuku slightly blushed at Momo's compliment as they continued training together to get a grasp on their newly enhanced powers. After training for a while, Momo got an idea as she bent over while Izuku looked at her, unable to look away from her ass, which Izuku then decided to slap, which made Momo moan and blush. After standing up, Momo found Izuku wrapping his arms around her waist as he pulled her closer to him. Izuku. We already had our first time together not too long ago, and you're already trying to get me to ravage you again? Momo. I'm sorry, Izu, I just couldn't help taking the chance to tease you. Izuku. You better watch how much you tease me, my dear. Otherwise you may let my inner dragon out again. Momo giggled as she and Izuku leaned towards each other and kissed as they looked lovingly into each other's eyes. Momo. I've been dreaming of finding my Prince Charming ever since I was a little girl, and the moment I laid my eyes on you, Izuku, I knew you were my Prince Charming. Izuku. When I first saw you, Momo, I honestly thought you were a goddess in human form, and I thought I wouldn't be able to be with since I thought there were people more qualified to be with you. But now you're all mine now. Momo. And I'm all yours. We're not going anywhere, Izu. We'll be together forever and ever. Momo then created promise rings for her and Izuku, hers being green with Izuku's queen engraved into it, while Izuku's was red with Momo's king engraved on it as they put them on. Izuku. Momo, I swear on my life I'll do everything in my power to protect you and be the boy you deserve to be with. Momo. And I'll do everything I can to be the woman of your dreams, Izuku. I'm yours in mind, body and soul. Izuku smiled as he swept Momo off her feet, bridal style, as he started flying, as he decided to take Momo flying around the city, and unknown to them, they were being watched by a certain schemer, and she wasn't happy one bit. Izuku flew around while Momo held on for dear life and was a bit scared from seeing how high they were, but she felt relieved being in Izuku's arm as she tightened her grip around as Izuku kept flying around. Meanwhile, Saiko was in her room while ranting to Mina about Momo, but unknown to her, Mina wasn't listening to her as she kept ranting. Saiko. Darling's gotten so much stronger, it's so unreal. He's basically a dragon now. But that damn Yaoyorozu stole her from us. Mina. Saiko. It's not fair. What does she have that I don't? Mina. Saiko, just stop. Saiko. What? Mina. We should have gotten the hint Midoriya isn't into us by now. Saiko. Nonsense, Mina. He's just playing hard to get. We just have to get him to see us the way we see him. Mina. What is there for him to see about us? He's with Yamamoto now. It's different compared to when he was single. We should let it go. Saiko. What? Don't be ridiculous. You attacked her. Mina. Only because you told me to hurt Yaoyorozu if she ever lays her hands on Izuku. Hell, I don't think I've even made my own decisions regarding Midoriya. Saiko. Mina, don't you dare back down now. Mina. Forget it, Saiko. Do what you want. I'm done chasing Midoriya. Hell, I should have realized he didn't like me, but I listened to you and kept making stupid calls. Maybe if I'm really lucky, I can somewhat rebuild my friendship with him. Saiko. Well, suit yourself. Mina. You know, looking back, you never mentioned anything about taking Midoriya out for dates or anything about romance while I did. I think he was right when he said you don't really love him and only want him to have strong children. Saiko. Bah, don't be stupid, Ashido. Izuku was just putting on an act to make himself think he loves Yaoyorozu. He'll realize I'm his true one and only and leave Yaoyorozu like the failure she is. Mina left Saiko's room as Saiko clenched her fist and hit the wall. Saiko, love, romance, so pathetic, useless, and a waste of time. The only thing Izuku will good for this providing me with strong children and being my servant, and I won't let Yaoyorozu ruin this for me. I just have to make Izuku believe I genuinely love him and get Yaoyorozu out of the picture. You'll be mine, Izuku Midoriya, mine alone. Back with Izuku and Momo. After flying around for a while, Izuku landed near the beach as the sun was starting to set as they looked at how beautiful the ocean looked while the sun was setting, even though Izuku thought Momo looked far more beautiful. While watching the sunset, Momo got sleepy and rested her head on Izuku's shoulder, which made him smile as he wrapped his arm around her and rested his head on hers. Then he started hearing her talk in her sleep. Momo's sleepy. Stay in bed longer, Izu, the kids kept me up all night. Izuku blushed at the idea of him and Momo having a family, and then, after watching the sunset for a bit longer, he picked Momo up and flew back towards Yue. Izuku, me and Momo settling down and having a family, huh? Chapter 6. Another day of class came and went as Izuku and Momo finished up a lesson they were helping their class with, as they basically took over teaching for most of the day while Aizawa slept. Hell, even when he was awakened and barely doing his job, it was a hitch to even hear him, to the point Momo made herself and Izuku hearing devices to even hear him, and naturally Saiko was giving Momo dirty looks through the whole day, which Momo just ignored. As the school day came to an end, both Izuku and Momo were deep on thought. Momo, I wonder if Aiza would be down with us dressing up as Issei and Rias. Or wait, would it make more sense for me to dress up as Akino? I mean, I definitely have the body to pull off both their looks. Izuku, would Momo like red or green roses? Sure, red roses ain't traditional, but green roses would remind her of me. Oh, who am I kidding, I'll just get her both. The two then heard an unfortunately familiar laugh as Mineta tried sliding under Momo to get a look up her skirt, but Momo jumped over him and kicked him in the hick when she landed. Izuku, clearly last time didn't get to your head. Izuku grabbed Mineta and started going to town on him, and not holding anything back as he planned on making Mineta literally grape juice as Momo watched and was satisfied seeing Izuku protect her. Momo, my Aizu, you're making me act up. While Izuku was beating Mineta, he was stopped as Aizawa restrained him, which pissed off everyone who was watching. Aizawa, you really are just a problem magnet. Get your ass to Nisa's office. Izuku, but he tried to peep under Momo's skirt. Aizawa, save it for Nisa, problem child. That's no right to beat Mineta, and he should keep it together. Izuku just rolled his eyes as he dragged Mineta with him to Nisa's office as Momo just glared at Aizawa with discontent and rage. Momo, you despicable man, how you're a teacher I don't understand. Momo stormed off as she made her way towards Izuku's dorm room while mentally ranting about Aizawa, having very unpleasant things to say about her teacher, as she saw ways from 1B approaching her, as she sighed. Momo, oh great, this jackass. Just when my day couldn't get worse. Aways. Yaoyorozu, can I talk to you for a second? Away's eyes very obviously were focused on Momo's boobs rather than her face, as she rolled her eyes in disgust as she pushed him and kept moving. Momo. My day's bad enough as it is, I don't need you making it worse. Aways. Look, I promise what I have to say will make your day. Momo. Doubt it. Quit bugging me and go back to your dorm room and cry in a corner or something for I care. Aways. Hey, don't be like that, Hexy Eye. Momo had enough of Away's shit as she grabbed his arm and pinned him against the wall as she kicked him in the hick as Aways screamed in pain. Momo. Don't you dare ever call me Hexy. Only Izuku has the honor of calling me that. Aways. Midoriya? What does that fiery freak have that I don't? Momo. There's a lot of things Zuu has over you. He's smart, handsome, cute, strong, tough, brave, determined, compassionate. He actually values me for who I am and doesn't see me for my body, unlike you. Aways. Momo, that's not true. Momo increased the amount of pressure she was applying to Away's arm, which made her scream in pain even louder than before. Momo. It's Yaoyorozu to you. And besides, Izuku and I have actually gotten to know each other. Meanwhile, you rescued me once and expect me to suck up to you. It's boys like you that given boys a bad name. Now, stay the hell away from me. Momo let go of Aways as she walked off, but unfortunately, he didn't get the hint as he tried to grab Momo's arm, but Momo decked him across the face, making him hit the floor hard as Momo continued walking. Momo. Dumbass. Momo walked off as Aways glared at Momo and wiped his face as Saiko saw the whole thing as she smirked to herself. Time skip. Momo was in Izuku's room, waiting for him to be done with Nizu as she was drawing multiple sketches of her and Izuku together in a notebook, which consisted of the two in different scenarios, such as being at the beach, out on a romantic date, cuddling together, dancing together, and even their wedding. Momo. If only our future could get here faster. Momo sighed as she closed her notebook before getting up and walking around in a circle, trying to think of something to do when she noticed something sticking out from under Izuku's bed and out of curiosity, grabbed it, and saw it was a journal. Momo opened it as she saw it was notes on some of their classmates, as Momo was a bit surprised. Sure, she knew Izuku was very observant, but this was a new level as she flipped through the journal, eventually finding a page that dedicated to her. Looking through his note on her made Momo extremely flattered and happy, knowing Izuku had suggestions to improve herself, but she took notice of the sketch of her. The sketches of their classmates, while accurate, weren't too detailed, but the sketch of Momo was very detailed, as if Izuku wanted to fit every ounce of her beauty into it. Momo was so focused on looking at the notes on her, she almost didn't hear the door open as she saw Izuku enter the room, which made her happy as she jumped up and hugged him. Momo. You're back, Zuu. I was getting bored and lonely with you. Izuku. Thanks, Momo. Also, is that one of my journals you have? Momo. I'm sorry, Izuku. I saw it poking out from under your bed and I couldn't help my curiosity. Also, did you say one of? Izuku. Yeah. I've been talking notes on heroes ever since I learned how to write. Momo. Well, they're pretty observant, Zuzu, especially mine. Izuku. Well, I figured it would be appropriate to have the notes on you to be very observant, given how close we are. Momo smiled as she kissed Izuku as she fell back onto the bed as she and Izuku started covering each other's faces with kisses as Momo smiled at Izuku, making him do the same. Momo. Oh yeah, how did it go with Principal Nizu? Izuku. Great actually. I told him what happened, let me off the hook and gave Mineta suspension, and I'm confident the grape may get expelled so. Momo. And did you tell him about Aizawa's lack of, well, anything? Izuku. I did, and let's just say Principal Nizu's going to a long talk with him. And he also did a little something for us. Momo. What? Izuku. He's allowed us to share a room together. Momo. He did? Yay. Now we're closer than ever. Did he say which room we're sharing? Izuku. He left it to me, and I prefer if I move into your room. Momo. Yay. Now my room won't feel empty anymore. Momo hugged Izuku again as he smiled over how cute Momo was being as she told him she had a little surprise for him as he covered his eyes for a second, before Momo told him to open his eyes. Izuku. Tempting me again already? Momo. I want to get used to your dragon cock as quickly as possible, Aizu. Izuku smirked as he and Momo locked the door as they spent a good while fooling around, in which they all tried several new positions which they both definitely enjoyed as after their fun, they cuddled before going to sleep. Chapter 7. A few months have passed as Izuku and Momo's relationship has only gotten stronger, which them always being together without anyone or anything being able to rip them apart. And after a very strict talking to by Nizu, Aizawa actually started acting like a good teacher, though Izuku and Momo didn't really care, all they cared about was each other. On Friday after school, Katsuki was just chilling alone in the common area when he saw Izuku and Momo come back from a date but noticed a little girl with white hair with them, and was more shocked when she called them Mama and Papa. Katsuki. Izuku, what did you and Ponytail do? Izuku. Eri, this is your Uncle Kaken. Kaken, this is our new daughter Eri. Katsuki. What? Eri. Yay, Uncle. Eri runs up to Katsuki and hugged his leg, while he was still extremely confused as to what was going. Izuku. Long story short, we ran into Eri while on our date and saved her from overhaul. Katsuki. The Yakuza boss? Are you crazy? Izuku and Momo. Yes, very. Katsuki. Well, won't he want to steal back the little bean? Izuku. He would if I didn't burn him alive. Katsuki. What? Momo. He meant what he said. Katsuki. You're acting normal for a woman whose man committed first-degree murder. Izuku. In our defense, he tried to attack us first. Momo. Plus I'm a Yandere. Katsuki. I stand corrected. Izuku and Momo then introduced Eri to the rest of their classmates, definitely shocking them all, but they got over it seeing how adorable the little snowball was, Mina especially after being able to become friends with Izuku and Momo again, while Eri smiled that she now had lots of people who loved her. Momo smiled seeing her daughter so happy while Izuku started making food for everyone, which didn't take him too long as everyone started eating. Eri. Wowie, this tastes amazing, Papa. Izuku. Thanks, Eri. Momo kissed Eri on the forehead, while making sure Eri didn't eat too fast and get a stomach ache. Denki. Dude, how are you this good at making food? Katsuki. Thank his mother. When Izuku wasn't nerding out, he watched her cook all the time. Izuku. That's rich coming from the guy who criticized his mother's cooking. Katsuki. I told you that in confidence, damn it! Izuku. Sure you did, mama's boy. Katsuki. Oh, you have no room to call me a mama's boy, you moth. Katsuki stopped himself from finishing his sentence as Eri looked confused, while Momo slowly raised a sandal she had created which made Katsuki very scared. Katsuki. Not the sandal, not again. Kirishima. Just barely saved yourself, huh? Katsuki. Ah, shut up. Izuku took the sandal from Momo before kissing her on the cheek, calming her down almost immediately. Siro. Never thought I'd ever see a girl that's so whipped. Shoji. It's like all you have to do just to get her motivated is just mentioning Midoriya. Ida. Not inaccurate. Momo. And I have no shame. Toru. So what are you going to do about Mina? Toru's right, Psycho and Oaze won't quit until they get you and Momo. Izuku. Let them try, especially now with our little snowball in the mix. Eri was too busy eating her food to pay attention to what they were all talking about as Momo just smiled more at her snowball. Momo. They won't get anywhere close to breaking us apart, now more than ever. Otherwise I'll rip them apart. Katsuki. Dear Lord, you are very intense, and it is beyond scary. Momo smiles. I know, just following what my mother told me when I was young. Denki. And that would be? Momo. Always get your man, and do whatever it takes to keep no good skanks away from him. Kirishima. Like mother like daughter, I guess. Denki. Intense and really scary. Izuku and Momo hugged their little snowball, as Eri smiled at the love she was getting from her adopted parents, as lots of time then flew by as Eri was sleepy. Momo smiled as she lifted up her sleepy snowball and carried Eri to her and Izuku's room as she placed her daughter to sleep, before kissing her forehead. Momo. Sleep well, my little angel. Eri smiled as she fell asleep while Izuku hugged Momo from behind, which made the raven-haired girl smile. Izuku. Eri looks so cute while sleeping. Momo. She really does, Zuu. Izuku smiled as he kissed Momo on the cheek as they sat down before taking a nap of their own, with Momo just being happy in the arms of the love of her life.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.